On April 19, 1775, when the British had walked from Boston to Concord to try and seize military supplies from the American colonists, a Concord Express rider had come and sounded the alarm. And so Sudbury received the alarm around 3 or 4 a.m. And immediately all the men mustered into service. And so Colonel Ezekiel Howe led 2 of these companies, and by 9 a.m. they had reached Concord. And so we have his hunting sword here.
So they fired through windows, through doors, and most of the militia got away, but I do think they took a couple of prisoners, and there was a story that one person was injured and actually claimed a pension after the war was over.
In the Revolutionary War, a drummer boy had a very important job. His job was to communicate troop movements on the battlefield. So his drum call could be heard over people shouting, over people screaming, over gunfire, and his role was to take what the commander was telling him and transfer that information with his drum call to the soldiers on the battlefield. And in camp, his role was very important. He would have to do drum calls for people to get up, to come to meals, to do drills, to go to bed.
Sarah was living with one of her daughters, Pamela, and the 2 women were living in poverty. And so the Revolutionary War pension was essential for their survival. This is what Sarah wrote in her pension application.
Nathaniel was much in the service before as well as after our marriage, before the close of the war. When my husband was away in the service, I had to do, and did, many things, out of doors, that women in this town think they cannot do. We suffered great privation at that time. Sarah Tompkins.
And to think that we have something that he would sit here at and study and read and write all of these wonderful letters, such as this one here. It's just really cool to think that this was personally used by him at some of his most hard times and even good times.
Sir, I find by your Excellency's letter to General Sullivan that you expect the enemy are going to evacuate New York, and that it's probable they are coming eastward. And unless they attack Boston, there is no other object worthy their attention in New England. I am rather inclined to think they mean to leave the United States altogether. Major General Nathaniel Greene,